Hey guys, my name is Kelly Ellie and I am back playing The Sims with you guys today. Today I am doing a little bit of a voiceover for a speed build. I don't know if I'm gonna voice over the entire thing. We'll just kind of see how it goes. But it is gonna be longer than the last one because I want to talk about the new roadmap that just came out for the first quarter of 2023. But first, let me tell you a little bit about the build. So we are at the Magnolia Blossom Park, and I am doing a renovation of it. Um, I, in some of my renovations that I like to do for the community builds, sometimes I keep the outside of it and just change it up a little bit, kind of like the oh, what is it? The jazz club downtown in Willow Creek. I feel like I stayed pretty true to the outside of that building, but then completely changed the inside of it. And you guys haven't seen it yet, but the original renovation that I did before I was doing YouTube of the like gym in the downtown area, I completely kept the outside of it the same for the most part as well. But for the park, there wasn't really a great way to do that, and I didn't think that that would make for a good video anyway. I'd never done a park build before, so I thought now was a good time to get it done. In my personal gameplay, whenever I have toddlers, I always just end up adding like the little toddler stuff off to the left and putting like a little fence around it and a place for the parents to sit and all that, and then just call it a day. But I felt like there was more I could do with this build. I like to make my community builds multifunctional. So this area that we're working on now is the restrooms, obviously, and then off to the right, that's going to be a greenhouse area. And then I put this big covered patio, and there's going to be kind of like a big party table. When I grew up, we had a pavilion in our park, and people would go there and set up for birthday parties and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's kind of what I was going for with that. And then in front of the greenhouse area, I end up putting um, a little merchant stall. I thought this was pretty cute. I have no idea if that last bathroom stall is still functional, but I did, whoop, camera. I did add in this little like changing station because there is such like a big focus on babies and toddlers right now in the game. So I just thought that was a cute little addition. I'm hoping for some kind of like changing station with infants. So, but this is what we've got going on for now. But yeah, that was my idea. I wanted it to be cute but functional for the game and just like a new place to play that we haven't really seen before. Because I know looking at the same thing all the time can get kind of like old. And this game has been out for so long now, so it's just time. It's time to get some new community builds going, and that's kind of the whole point of my like rotational play video. It's to like slowly rebuild the world, so it was time. I've never used the feature in the game that is the like toddler play date, but I also kind of built this lot with that in mind as well. So I'm excited to get Natalie and Sable and then their friend Jillian with her little toddler Franklin out here for like a little toddler play date so I can see how that part of the game works. This area I was putting in some posters as if there were like little advertising things. And then there's a little community bulletin board where people can post ads or what have you. But yeah, so this lot features all of the same things that the original one did. There's going to be a pond for fishing. There's a place to play chess. And then there's a good sized playground for the kids. And then I also added in a section for toddlers. So yeah, everything else, it's just kind of like laid out a little bit different, but the general idea of it has stayed the same Oh, and there's still going to be a really cute barbecue area right in front of this build area. So yeah, you've got all the same stuff. I've just added a little bit more to it, which is kind of what my goal was. I wanted it to still be functionally the same. I wanted to add some value to the lot. So I think I did a pretty good job of that. The one thing that I didn't really do the landscaping in my style. I think it's a little bit like looser and messier than what I'm used to, but I decided that for like a little family park, I didn't want it to look super fancy and put together. Um, I I liked the idea of those wildflowers, even though I never used them, because I could just like picture kids like running up and picking the flowers and taking them home. And I was also trying to keep in theme with the world around us, so I added in some of those like cherry blossom trees and the willow tree and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's what I was going for that. I may pop back and forth in my conversation to talking about the build to talking about the roadmap. So they released the roadmap sometime this last week. It's Saturday for me, and I I am excited, but it's not what I wanted. I was waiting all week for them to drop the infant update. And like I waited for 2 weeks for them to drop the infant update, and I just knew it was coming. I just knew. And it didn't. And they came out with the roadmap instead. And so now I'm worried that it's going to be a while before we get infants. And I'm ready to start something new, but I don't want to start anything new until we get that update. Um, I also feel like my other option for a Let's Play would fit in really well with the potential of generations. I'm looking at doing the 100 baby challenge, and I'm also for the 100 baby challenge after the infant update drops. But then my other Let's Play that I have in mind is the new Lucid Legacy, and her little like levels that she's created for that are so cute and so family based. I think that it would be really cool to add in the generations thing, if at all possible. But I don't know how long it's going to be. I mean, what is the first quarter? Is that January through March or April? So, I mean, like, it's not a huge deal. We're already halfway through January, but every single day, I think about it and I'm like waiting on it. So, I don't know. I'm just nervous about when we're going to get some of these things. If I'm going to have to wait very much longer. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I was honestly kind of shocked that there seems to be a Generations type pack coming out. But then maybe it also makes sense. It may have been James when High School Years came out that kind of predicted that we would be getting more kind of like game packs, expansion packs around the different life stages. Um, because we had already had parenthood, and now we were getting high school years. There was the toddler drop. And this was before even we knew that there was going to be infants or anything like that. And so he was kind of like suspecting that they would just do like smaller pack releases rather than one giant generations type pack that people had been requesting for years and years and years. And I thought that that seemed uh, kind of the direction that they were going in. But maybe since the release or of information about Sims 5 coming, they are trying to wrap things up. I mean, it's pretty obvious that we're not getting any more stuff packs. They've really swapped over to kits. And if you remember about Sims 3, they started doing kind of a similar situation. In Sims 3, I don't remember when they added it in, but we did have the capability of buying like items, I think, or like smaller kits. I don't really remember. But I know you could get like just like an item from a kit or something to that effect. And I feel like that came out towards the end of that franchise. I feel like The Sims has not the end of that franchise because obviously this is still that franchise, but the end of that game. Um, I feel like The Sims or EA has a habit of opening up things in order to earn as much money as possible on the current game before they release the new game. So even though they said that we're years away from Sims 5 or Project Renee, whatever you want to call it, um, I feel like I can already see that like money grabbing kind of behavior from them, just with the release of kits and stopping the stuff packs. And they did that thing with the spa day update where they were trying to get more cells on that to see how that would go. Yeah, I can definitely see how they're trying to just like squeeze as much money out of us as possible for this game before they start releasing the new game. Um, so that's kind of how I feel about it. Uh, and I know I said that if Sims 5 was coming out, I kind of wanted to like slow down my money spending on this game because the amount of time spent playing it is probably going to be non-existent after The Sims 5 comes out. I know a lot of people after The Sims 4 came out went back to The Sims 3, but that I never really wanted to do that. I enjoyed The Sim 3 while I could, but like I've said before, it never really ran very well for me. So I've been content with The Sims 4. It's buggy. There are things that they definitely need to do better. The way that they choose to do things could definitely be thought through a little bit better. Like you can definitely tell that money is the focus and it's not necessarily creating a great complete game. And I hate that, but like I'm sucked in at this point. So what if I can't do anything about it? Like I've got to get it. I've got to get the next one. That's just where I'm at in my life. And I think that's where the fan base is at. And they know it. They know that they can get away with certain things because we're going to continue to play and we're going to continue to buy in. And it's just the way that it is right now. Um, but yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought on that little tangent. But I'm definitely seeing that kind of behavior. But oh, I remember if they drop something like Generations, like obviously I'm going to spend money on that. Like that, we've all been waiting for this for so long. And there are so many things I feel like that are being added to the game that should have been in it already. And this conversation comes up all the time in the Sims community. But like toddlers should have been in from the beginning. That should not have been a thing that they had to like give us. You know what I mean? Pools, hot tubs, that all should have been in there. I'm not a huge fan of terrain editing, but like it was in there in The Sims 3. It should have been in there in The Sims 4. I was thinking about this. The ceiling tiles. Why do they it was Sims 3 the first game that they gave us painted ceiling tiles on. Because I remember when it came out in The Sims 3 thinking, oh, that's cool. We'll definitely have that in The Sims 4 when that comes out. And we're almost to the end of The Sims 4 and we still can't paint ceiling tiles. Like, what? Why is that something that wasn't added in? It's like, I feel like they do certain things better in each new addition to the game. And so in my mind, it's like, oh, they know how to do that now. So now it'll just be the way that it is in the next one. And that's not how it is. They seem to be going backwards and like withholding that stuff that we probably should have in a base game. But I don't know. I haven't looked into it too much, but I know there's that new game, The Paralives. Is that it? That's apparently coming out sometime or another that is very similar to The Sims. And they seem to be doing everything that The Sims isn't, from what I hear. Like I said, I haven't looked into it, but I know that it gets compared to The Sims a lot. So I don't know, maybe everybody will end up jumping ship for that game. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. What do you guys think? Um, are you excited for the new expansion pack? I'm excited for the update. I'm excited for the expansion pack too. I think it's definitely going to be family based, relative type play. I think it would be so cool because it mentioned a family reunion. So I think it would be a well needed addition to the game if Sims recognized their family members, their extended family, as family. Because right now they don't really recognize that. And there's not like, I don't know, there's not like any additional gameplay for things like that, you know? Um, you can be friends with them and that's about it. But the game doesn't really, they don't really recognize beyond that that they're related. And the family tree doesn't work half the time. And it's just kind of a mess. But yeah, I think that would be cool. Um, I think there's a lot of big possibilities coming up. I'm a little confused about all of the like teeth like everybody else is. I think that the little bear is definitely some kind of like tooth fairy, imaginary friend kind of situation. I know several simmers have already talked about the addition to of the imaginary friend in Generations for The Sims 3. And I don't know if they'll do imaginary friends again, but in The Sims 4, we do have a lot of characters such as like the Sims version of Santa Claus, the Sims version of the Easter Bunny. Um, so I feel like an addition of the Tooth Fairy in Generations kind of makes sense. That's not like a super far-fetched idea for me. And if you're trying to like confuse people and get a conversation going, that seems like a pretty good way to do it. So that would not shock me if that's what the little bear is. And I think that's a super cute character. Somebody in another video mentioned that one of their commenters said that it was a molar bear. Hilarious. Hilarious. I love that. I hope that's what it is, to be honest. That is so funny and so cute. I like it. But yeah. So those are my thoughts on the new pack and stuff. I hope that the update is dropped sooner rather than later. I don't really know what any of the time frame is for when they typically drop updates before expansion pack releases. I know that there's going to be like a live stream coming up on the 31st. I'm not usually somebody who watches those. I usually watch the like clips of other simmers talking about it, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Um, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to drop the update before that. I don't know if they're going to like show clips of it in the update and drop the update after that. I don't know. I think they will definitely talk about whatever the expansion pack is though. Um, I would be shocked if they didn't talk about the expansion pack. Because they'll probably have to talk about both. They'll probably have to talk about the big update and the expansion pack. I think that's usually how things go, but I could be wrong. I've never had to pay this much attention to it before. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty excited. All right. Well, I think that's about all that I can say about it is that I'm excited and I'm impatient and I think there's some good things coming. Oh, as far as the kits go, I'm not wildly excited about those. The one that we like, I'm not, if it's a lingerie kit, like I'm already not, I already know that I'm not going to get that. I don't see the point in that. I don't use underwear very often in the game as an outfit anyway. So I don't get, unless they're adding something, I don't understand that decision. I think that there's a lot of other types of kits that they could have added that people would be more likely to buy and they would make more money on. So I feel like there's got to be some kind of catch. Otherwise, I just think that's a bad decision as far like a bad business decision. But I don't run things. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what's going on. I'm just here trying to have a good time. But I don't know what the other kit's going to be. I have no speculation about the teeth about the teeth kit. I don't have any idea. Um, not a clue. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you download it and end up playing with it, please let me know what you think. Yeah, make sure to like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!